In today's episode of the Pathway Presents podcast, I have an interesting guest here with me today. I'm with Brittany Bronson, and she's heading over from the team at LinkGraph. She's a senior content strategist, and basically, what LinkGraph is all about is providing scalable SEO products for agencies and enterprise brands, right? To basically make sure that you can actually build the perfect SEO campaign and strategy with the wealth of products and services. So we want to deep dive into that today. So we welcome Brittany to the show. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you too. Thanks so much for having me.
Of course. So maybe give us an overview for the people who haven't heard about LinkGraph yet. What is it all about in your own words?
LinkGraph is a full service SEO and digital marketing agency, and we specialize in link building, technical SEO, and content optimization. But we also have an enterprise SEO software platform called Search Atlas, and it features a full suite of SEO tools, some of which include a content optimizer, an AI content generator. We just recently launched our site auditor, but it really has every tool that you need to execute an SEO campaign effectively. So we essentially pair strategy and software together to help brands do SEO in an impactful way and to scale.
So maybe tell us a little bit about the types of organizations that would benefit the most, right? Is that like a company that does not have an SEO in-house team and maybe is looking for an agency at the moment and they get a bigger or more well-rounded package here? Is that, even an accompanying an in-house team? Like maybe tell us a bit of sort of, what does a great fitting client look like?
Sure, we can help teams that maybe do have some SEOs in-house or maybe don't have SEO going at all. And we really try to work with our clients to come alongside them to fill the gaps or to maybe enhance the SEO strategy that they are already deploying. I mean, the reality is that anyone can benefit from SEO, but what often happens is if maybe an agency or brand doesn't understand the technical aspects, they sometimes neglect it in their growth strategy. And so we really try to come in as an expert and find how can you start leveraging your content and your website for organic traffic and just really trying to be a partner. In terms of our kind of traditional client, we really help enterprise brands who need SEO deliverables at scale because we can produce links and content very quickly and in large numbers. And then we also do white label our products for digital marketing agencies that want to expand the services that they offer their clients or supplement their existing campaigns with SEO deliverables to sort of create more comprehensive solutions for their own customer base.
Mm-hmm. And what would you say is sort of which type of person would typically be the one that brings in LinkGraph? Is that like the C-suite, or is that maybe even an SEO manager themselves within the organization? Like who's typically a champion that says, we need that extra manpower?
Definitely. It's usually a member of the digital marketing team. I mean, SEO can be somewhat nebulous and obscure to maybe the traditional C-suite level at an enterprise brand. And so we usually have someone who understands that SEO is important, but doesn't necessarily know where to focus or how to supplement what they already have, or maybe even how to like prove the value to their own team and wants to be able to do that. And that would we also have a lot of people who discover us through our tools. So they're looking for software tools to do their in-house tasks to get the data and analytics they need. And then they maybe discover that we also have services. And then because they've seen like the quality of our software products, they're interested in our services as well.
Mm-hmm. That makes a lot of sense. Now, what would you say, how do they learn about you guys? Like, what's the journey that they're going through in order to maybe hear about LinkGraph and then actually getting started?
Sure. We work really hard to use our website as a lead gen tool and to create a really high quality website that not only earns organic traffic, but converts it. So our SEO and content marketing teams work really closely together to create that journey for our users. We also have a strong referral program. So when clients have a great experience with our team and they see results, they're incentivized to recommend our services to their own networks. When it comes to our software products, digital marketers are often looking to try out new tools and to see the different ways that people are providing faster, easier ways to do daily marketing tasks. So Product Hunt has actually also been a big part of helping software users discover our platform.
Very cool. Anything that you've personally seen and learned about the Product Hunt launches? Maybe one nugget of insight that you found important when it's gets to getting users via Product Hunt, because a lot of people obviously try. Anything that you've learned?
Yeah, we are proud. We were our product of the day on our launches, and definitely it requires like total buy-in from the team to make sure that people are engaging in Product Hunt regularly, and to sort of get everyone ready for launch day, to be engaging with commenters, engaging with people who are asking questions, leaving reviews, using your existing lead base, right, your email marketing to drive people to your Product Hunt page, your website to drive people to that page. So it's a really all-encompassing effort, and it's proved really impactful for us.
Mm-hmm. Moving back to what you mentioned previously, you mentioned the website as being key. Like, now, personally, as a content marketer, which lens do you look at the website? What do you consider sort of a strength of the website versus where do you even see maybe room for further improvement? Like, what's your take on it as a content manager?
Sure, I think we've really honed in and strength in terms of sort of creating the really effective messaging and value landing page by landing page, and understanding what landing page is ranking for what types of keywords and what the search intent of those users are, and then really tailoring that journey and that messaging specifically. Where we can continue to grow is like figuring out how to position our homepage. It's the most important page of the website, and because we offer so many services and so many software products, right, getting that messaging really honed in is something that can always be improved upon, I think, for any brand, right? So I think we are doing a great job, but there's always room for improvement. And we're always thinking about our customer journey and where our customers are coming from, where their pain points are, what their needs are, and how do we best communicate that we are a great solution for them.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's interesting, right? Because I mean, as a content manager or content marketer, obviously you've been seeing very different types of organizations over the years. You've been in different positions. But I'm curious, what have you picked up over the years? What do you think is actually important when trying to convert visitors on the website? Is there any methods, approaches, technologies, maybe even that you've seen that make sense? When it comes to that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, just the conversion rate optimization tools or products that you're using are extremely important. CRO is not particularly my specialty, but we have a really strong, we have people on our team who understand that and are thinking about how do you take that website visitor and draw them to the most important action. And I think for me, we've really had to think strategically about sort of simplifying the message in a way, because there's really a learning curve with SEO. There's a learning curve with software, and you can't necessarily do all of the learning and the teaching in that initial engagement, right? But when you have a more complicated service, you have to think about what is enough to get the user to really feel like you're not too complicated, or you're not too many services or offerings for them. So I think just the writing and the content in of itself, the language in of itself, I think sometimes we forget just how important the words we are using on our website are. And then obviously having the technical elements and the clicks and the lead gen forms and all of that properly set up.
Makes a lot of sense. Now, we talked a lot about the page. We talked about what you guys are doing on the content side. Maybe I would love to learn a little bit about yourself as we slowly heading towards the end of the interview. I'm curious. Now, you as a content marketer, where do you personally like to educate yourself about content marketing? Is there any sort of resources, communities, places where you find high quality content for yourself?
Sure. I mean, we have a really robust thought leadership marketing strategy. So I am pretty intimately familiar with all of the major digital marketing and SEO publications that are really engaging with the trends and the topics. And so I visit those websites regularly, whether it be Search Engine Journal, or Content Marketing Institute, or even some of our competitors who are producing content. I mean, we're looking at all of those things to see what trends and topics people are having in this larger conversation about SEO, and how do we make sure we're participating in that conversation and displaying ourselves as an industry authority, as people who know Google's algorithms and patents inside out, right? It's so important that our clients know that we know SEO, that we know what is Google compliant, that we do SEO the right way. So those are just some of the ones that I really read and think about and visit on a weekly basis. And then we also, our CEO writes for a lot of those publications. And so it's important that we understand what they're writing about and what they're publishing on.
That makes a lot of sense. Now, I have some rapid fire questions to wrap it up for today. Are you ready for those?
Okay. Yes.
What is the last book you read or the last podcast you listened to?
Oh, the last book that I read was called Range. It's about generalists in a specialized world, and how actually having general knowledge of a lot of different areas can help you be really successful in the workforce. I've always considered myself a generalist. I've done a lot of different things. I actually came from a journalism background. So it's a really great book just to think about how your background and your variety of skill sets can work together in your current roles.
Yeah, what was the book saying? Is it okay to be a generalist, or does it push for the specialist? Because there's so many different books in both directions.
It actually argues that being a generalist is better and brings success later in life. Yeah, particularly for the business environment.
Yeah, very cool. What's the one thing that your company is focused on the most at the moment?
We're most focused on getting more software users and getting people aware of our software platform. We've worked really, really hard to iterate on our tools and to bring more features into the platform. And so our growth strategy right now is really focused on sort of offering free versions of our tools for users to try out, to discover and search, and to at least get into the dashboard and see the variety of features and tools that they can access if they subscribe.
Very cool. And for the very last question, right, I would love to do a little bit of time travel with you, if you allow. Okay. Let's go back to, let's go back to Wheaton College, right? All the way back. Okay. Now, you're heading out of the initial formal education, right, the first one, into the world of, business and growth and writing. You mentioned you've been, a writer in many regards. What would be the one advice that you would give yourself for your journey in marketing and content?
I would tell myself that anyone can do this and anyone can learn, and you can learn as long as you put in the effort. I think so much of SEO and marketing is really self-taught. It's experimental, right? And you just have to have that curiosity to try something new, to try something different, and then to take what you learn and to iterate accordingly. So I think anyone who just does have a general curiosity and love for learning can really excel in marketing and thinking about what works and what doesn't. And just tell myself that you don't necessarily have to have every single perfect experience or all this technical knowledge. You just have to have that curiosity and the willingness to learn and then to adapt accordingly.
Very cool. Brittany, I really appreciate that you joined the Platform Presents show with us today. I want to give you the very last word. If somebody would be forgetting all that we discussed about LinkGraph, what's the one thing that they should remember?
The one thing to remember is we love SEO and we love helping others grow. That's really what we want to do. Our founder, Monik Bond, he always goes back to this phrase that SEO is democratic, right? People who work hard to create great content, to create a high-performing website, Google rewards those brands. And as long as you're trying to bring the best value to your users, you're going to see SEO success. So that's what we're all about. And we're all about helping brands bring that high quality, high performing website and content to their target audience.
Thanks a lot for being a guest on Platform Presents.
Thanks, Lucas.